Yo, welcome.
Yeah.
Season 12.
Wait, I thought I read something about Queen's Gambit for a minute there. I don't know what that's all
Something
about.
Queen's Gambit?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, never mind.
Season 12, episode 13. Woo! Will Reeds.
Woo!
Let's go. Yeah. Anyway,
Guys.
Ian might be coming. He might be drunk. He might be asleep. I don't know. It's Schrodinger Ian, like Schrodinger's cat. We don't know until he shows up. It's a 50-50 chance he'll be here.
Welcome back to 2020. He might.
Well, I know he had a good / rough day. So I'll start with Ian's personal life because he called me today just to rub it in that he was off work because he forgot his laptop. So his boss was just like, just take leave the rest of the day. So I know he ended up driving out to his dad's river house, which normally means drinking and playing on the river, which means I don't know. Which means there's a good chance he's not showing up. There's a good chance he might. It's 50-50.
It's all good.
We'll see. Show must go on. We'll go on without him. He'll have to play catch up because he missed last week too, but that was for personal reasons. This is probably just because he's having too much fun. It is not. It was a nice day today, so I don't blame him. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The weather's warming up.
Agreed. I went out for a nice hour-long walk.
Yeah, I went and rode a bike for the first time like in forever. And my legs are feeling it. So,
well, how many miles did you do?
Oh, I didn't do far at all. I just did fast. Like I
got you.
I didn't go far. We just got a new for like like the little like pool things, like the I don't know what it's called, but like the chariot thing that you pull in the back of a bike for kids.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So the kids, we tried it out. So I was trying to go as fast as possible for the kids and just was riding laps around the block. So I don't even know how far I went. I was just trying to go fast so the kids were, having fun. Like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't keeping track.
In the cart.
Exactly. I didn't go far. I was just trying to go really fast. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I mean, I've run.
Yeah.
But yeah. Bikes I haven't done in a long time.
Greenways out here in Charlotte, so they have a lot of biking places.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I used to do bike when I went to the gym, but then when I installed my home gym, I don't have a bike. Well, I have a bike. I have like a regular bike, like that I used. It's a chariot after all. Is it a chariot? I don't know. Is that what it's called? That's what I called it. Like the chariot thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I call it.
I don't know. I think it's called like something like a kid trailer or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I don't know. It's a chariot.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what it looks like to me. I like that answer.
They're just They're in the back riding the chariot like Ben-Hur. Yeah. Yeah, no whips. We enclose them. There's a screen that you can put down. They're enclosed. They can't jump out. Plus, my 3-year-old, I wouldn't trust them. Actually, the 3-year-old I would trust. My 5-year-old I would not trust to try to like do a duck and roll and bail out like halfway through. Because she's a honey badger. She does.
Yeah.
She does what she wants.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Ian's personal life. I guess and some of mine too. Riding bikes. Construction still going on. So eventually my studio will be all nice and ready. Yeah. And whenever that's done, at some point, maybe I'll go like do like a tour and like we'll go walk through it. When it's all done, we'll see. And Chris is frozen again. Uh-oh. We're having the fun stream night again. This is gonna be a fun night. All right.
If it keeps happening, we're gonna hold off till Thursday. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to buy I bought this desktop. And it came with one of those sticks that you plug in for the Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had that on I had that on my desktop and I just plugged in the Ethernet because I was like, nope.
Well, and see, that's the thing about this damn townhouse is like there's no Ethernet. And they installed our Wi-Fi in the farthest point away from my office. And so I probably need.
Do you have a router, like a physical router?
Yeah, but I can't move it because they drilled the hole into the side of the house.
But is there Ethernet slot in the router?
Yes.
So you can run a cord.
Like 100-foot cord because it's all the way downstairs in my living room. I'd have to run the cord all the way up the stairs, and that there is an option. And that would be much more beneficial than what I have right now, but
they just drill holes in the walls, snake it through, and be like, tell your landlord, like, tough, it's your fault for putting it away over there.
I seriously have half a mind to actually drill some holes in the floor.
Yeah,
because it would be better to be upstairs where we need it.
Yeah.
And if I was home when they had installed it, it would be upstairs where I need it. But my wife was home, and they told her, "Oh, we can't install it anywhere else but here." Bullshit. You had to drill a hole somewhere. You could have drilled the hole right into our bedroom and put it upstairs. All you needed was a ladder.
Yeah.
And enough.
You can get a repeater.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do is that's probably what they wanted me to do, is spend the money on a repeater. I just haven't done it yet. But now with this getting worse, I'm going to have to do it. So
I have one that I'm not using right now, but you're in Charlotte. So
yeah, it doesn't help.
Well, because we had one for where we're doing the renovations. Like that part of the house was the furthest away from the router, but now with the renovations, we're having hard wire running from the router to there. So I don't really need a repeater anymore.
That's awesome.
So
I'm excited for you for that.
Yeah, Ethernet. Yay!
I get my own house. I'll have Ethernet everywhere.
Yeah. That's been going well though. I mean, they've been busy away. The plumber's been out like every day trying to install all the pipes, laying some pipe, and then electrician was out yesterday. Trying
those are good signs, because once they get out, that means like you just put drywall up and snap everything together.
Well, then you need to get I guess, was it tomorrow the tub's supposed to get delivered?
Oh,
yeah.
You guys doing like spa style tub or
doing a what did they call it? Soaker tub?
Okay,
so like a big sidewalls or whatever, and then ceiling hung curtain ring going around, and then exposed piping coming off the back, so it has the industrial look to it, like kind of like old school. Really cool fixtures and everything like that. It's a cast iron tub though, so the thing like weighs like, I don't know how they're gonna. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna have to deal with it. That's why we have contractors. I'm like, get in there, don't break it, or you're gonna pay for it. One of the two. Yeah. So, fun times. So yeah, that's gonna be cool once it's all done. I'll do the final product tour later.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah,
I'm excited. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. I was up in Richmond all weekend long. That else is new. Spent Friday night in Midlothian, and then was out in East Richmond Saturday. Laburnum.
Always a good time.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was not for a good time. It was for a funeral, so it was not a good time. But still, I mean, it's always nice to be in Richmond. I don't mind going to Richmond. Of course, right now they're suspecting there might be a serial killer in Richmond right now. That's been the recent news. Yeah.
I'm not to be in Richmond at the end of the month.
it's only women, but like there's been, I think, like 4 or 5 in the last week, like mysterious deaths. And
wow!
It's like not made like mainstream news yet. I think not like national news or anything like that, but like there's similarities. So I'm like, ooh, I was in Richmond today. Working. I was like, you get out of there.
You probably passed that person.
Do you know how people live in Richmond? Like the chance of me passing them. Like, middle of nowhere Richmond. I was there for work, so it's all like on South Side Richmond, like way far away from downtown. I'm not sure where the murders were though. I mean, I don't know, or where the bodies were found. At least I don't know. Just stuff that someone posted something and I went and looked it up, and apparently they have a suspect, so it might not be.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. Fun times.
Ooh, it has me. The alleged serial killer in VA toggled head content. 35-year-old. Oh, this must be old. They're already releasing the name. Hold on.
How old is that one? I don't know.
Check it out. I'm sorry, I derailed this.
Now you're nosy.
Yeah, being nosy. They gave a name. Interesting. Yeah.
Name is Ian. No, I'm joking. That's why he's not here. He's on the run now. I'm not trying to swat my co-host.
No.
Yeah, I don't know when I see that one article you're talking about. I'm not sure how recent that is.
Yeah, there's like nothing there when you click on the link.
I think it's from. Yeah, I don't know. News. Let me look on the news.
Well, while you look that up, as far as personal life for me, it's been chill. Like I'm in the groove at work, which is nice. Getting a lot of stuff done, tightening things up, getting ready for the summer camps that we put on. Already planning the fall, and it's been nice because I get 3-day weekends because I'm off Friday, and this week I get a 4-day weekend because we're all off Monday. So yeah, that's really my life has been staying out of the hospital, staying at work, and working out. So that's it.
I got a workout in tonight, so I felt good.
That's awesome. Oh, I saw Thunderbolts last week. It was actually pretty good.
Okay.
Like it was exactly what you expect from a beginner Marvel movie. There was a lot of setup, a lot of opportunity for other things. Sure. I don't see them being the new Avengers, but like I feel like there's, and I've never really read the comic books, but I did go online and like do a little bit of Googling, and I'm like, okay, well, I might like where this is going. The new Fantastic Four might actually be good this time. We're only on like the 15th iteration, and they're bringing back the Silver Surfer. So it's like, can we beat the horse dead, or can we actually like do it right this time? So, I mean, Marvel is taking on this one, so maybe it will.
Maybe
will work out.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, I haven't been following anything Marvel in like a while now. Like once Endgame, once the Avengers that have plotline, like I've only seen a handful since then. Like I kind of just dropped off watching Marvel movies after that.
I actually took the time to watch Kraven, and I'm like, I feel like they did not do it justice. I actually enjoyed Kraven.
So. I didn't see it. So, yep, been on the Star Wars kick. Been watching Andor, but I have not finished the season yet. So,
believe it or not, like Chanel's a huge Star Wars person, but we have not watched Star Wars in like 2 years. We are behind on everything.
What? There's a lot of good Star Wars out there. Andor's great.
Yeah.
The Andor series. It's in season 2. It's good stuff.
We have opportunity. We could fill weekends for the entire summer with just Star Wars content.
Yeah. DK Moon says I don't watch Marvel or Star Wars stuff anymore because Disney took over. Just Andor's good. Like I don't like a lot of the directions that Disney went, but Andor is fantastic. It's good stuff. They did it justice. They did a good job.
I finally caught up on One Piece. I'm actually right along with
the actual anime or the live action.
The TV, the anime. I've watched all 1,000.
So many.
Watched the whole 1,100.
Ain't no one got time for that.
I finally caught up. When I tell you, I've been plowing through episodes.
Ain't no one got time.
Finally caught up.
Oh man.
They gave us a break. Like they took off in December and they didn't start making new content until April. So I was like, I'm gonna catch up. And I did.
So my brother, one of my brothers, he's a huge One Piece fan. So for like Christmas one year, I actually got him like I went on Etsy and got like the actual official, not official, but like a custom made map that like was rolled up and like in parchment and stuff like that he could can unroll, and it was like the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
So you can hang that up as well. Yeah. Anyways, want to talk about some Wheel of Time books?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, might as well. We're here.
We're back in Bandar Evan.
Yeah, back in Bandar Evan. Things seem to be working pretty well as far as the internet goes. So let's go into the Rivers of Shadow. Sounds really ominous.
It does.
Yeah. Well,
I like this chapter though.
Yeah, it's a whodunit kind of episode where our chapter where Nynaeve's trying to figure out, what's going on.
Yeah.
I
mean, it starts with her trying to go ahead.
Yeah, I said, but it starts with the whole ghost procession, coming through.
Yeah.
Town. Yeah.
Well, and it kind of like kicks off with her trying to figure herself out. Like, it's really interesting to watch her progression because she went from like the wisdom, full of confidence, we loved her to death, to this big crybaby who couldn't figure things out, who was blocked, who had zero confidence, and now she's kind of come to terms with the fact she's no longer going to be a wisdom ever again. Yeah. She is finally accepting the fact that she is Aes Sedai, and on top of that, she realizes that she's married to a king, so she's also a queen of nothing, but still a queen.
Hey, Malkir rises again. The golden crane flies.
Would she be the first queen Aes Sedai?
Of Malkir? Maybe not the first queen ever Aes Sedai. I mean, the Two Rivers, when it was back when it was Manetheren.
Manetheren, yeah.
Yeah, Manetheren had a queen Aes Sedai. So
she's the first in a few thousand years, though, probably.
And Elaine's won the Secession War now, so she's the queen in Orange.
But Elaine's second. She's second place.
Second place.
90.
Anyway. 90.
And then we see the ghosties. But this is a different one. Like they're like doing a processional, and it's not like the other ghosts have been. Like you can clearly tell these are ghosts.
Right.
Like,
and they've been doing it every night though, apparently, since Rand arrived. The ghosts come down. Yeah. They just do the little laps.
This is where I have that whole idea that they're not actually ghosts, but bits of the past coming, seeping out.
Interesting.
Like, I know I said it once before way back when, but you know, I really do feel like this is us seeing bits of the past, and maybe this is Rand dying in a past life.
Yeah.
Or, you know, something to that effect, or, you know, one of Rand's past lives having killed the king or something. So they're doing a processional for the old king, and him being there and his powers to Vireness has kind of triggered all of these negative events to happen. And so maybe this is, you know, in a response to him being there.
Yeah, we're I've never seen a ghost, but we've definitely tried to scare people in like ghost tours. Ian and I used to do that a lot. There's a road actually in York County close by that's haunted. And when you're teenagers go out there all the time because it's supposed to be haunted, and you know, just scare people. Well, Ian and I, we would go down there, and we tried to do it once. The name of the road is called Crawford Road. There's actually a movie about it. Devil's Road, I think, is the name of the horror movie. It's like it's like a C movie, like, you know, like a really horrible, like horror movie, but it's like Devil's Road or something like that. It's about Crawford Road. Anyway, so there's a bridge, you go underneath the bridge, supposed to be haunted or whatever. So we were going to make like a ghost and with a rope and just swing it down when a car came by to scare the crap out of the car. And the funny story goes is we're driving down there. We go scope it out first to make sure no one's down there before we park at the church that's up the road. Then we're going to hike down. You know, it's like about like a 3-mile hike to the bridge. And we're going to hike down the road. And as we're going to scope it out, there's a car flipped over on its side right next to the bridge.
Oh, sheesh.
With the lights still on, engine still running. So like we creep by really, really slowly, and a guy comes running down the road like bloody and everything like that, and like waving us down. And this is like a haunted road. And here comes this random guy like covered in blood. Like, can I get a ride to a payphone? I'm like, sure. Am I about to be murdered? So we drove
to the hospital.
So we drove him down to the like a payphone, just dropped him off at a gas station. Just went to the gas station, dropped him off there, went back, met up with Ian at the parking lot. And right when we were about to go hike back down there, cops were flying in everywhere. And they blocked off the entire road, and we're like, you know, like came up to us like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Oh, we're just going hiking down here," and like, you can't go down here right now. And they're like, we talked to the cops, and they told us is like, yeah, there's been an incident down here. There's a wanted guy. So the guy was wanted, whoever's driving that car, and considered very dangerous. And we weren't allowed to go down there because I didn't want to tell the cops that that I gave him a accomplice or whatever that I drove him to a payphone. I was like, I just trying to be a good Samaritan. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, we got in our car and left. We never scared anyone that night. We were scared. We were just like, we're going home and just not going anywhere. Yeah, we're just gonna.
My stepdad grew up on Crawford Road.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, the house is still there. It's really rickety, but
all the houses there are.
Yeah,
that house is that whole area is freaky. But anyway, yeah, it's the serial killer. It might have been. I don't know who this guy was. He seemed like a pretty much a redneck to me that flipped his car over, and I was like, dude, what are you doing driving down here anyway? Like, there's no reason to drive down there unless you lived on that road. But no one lives. You only live in the very first couple. Then you go back in. There's no one lives back in the road.
No,
and there's no reason to go back there. But besides, go scare people.
Yeah, or to go to the beach.
Yeah. I guess if you're cutting over from Jefferson, Denby. Yeah, but you can just take Yorktown Road. You don't have to go down Crawford Road.
No, you never have to go.
You never have to.
Nobody ever has to go down Crawford Road.
There's no reason. There's no reason to go down Crawford. You just want to go down there. There's no reason to go down there. Anyway, we heard noises at the haunted house in Williamsburg during
the
Probably was 05. That would have been around the time when Ian used to do that. So, but that would have been 05. That would have been around the right time. Yeah, because Ian was at William Mary. He graduated in 05, and he would when the students gave the ghost tours. He would break into the old houses. There's a window. We would go on tour during the day, and we would unlock one of the windows. So when they close down at night, we can slide one of the windows open and break into the houses. And so while they're giving the ghost tour, we'd be behind the doors making noises and stuff like that to scare people. Yeah, we bang on the doors and scare people and make them scream. Yeah, no, that was totally Ian and I. we yes, full sin. We totally did that. So. It was probably Ian and Alan. Yeah, it most likely was.
those floating white lights. It was just them with the balloon and flag.
Yeah, exactly. That was fun. 100% did a couple times. It was fun. We had a good time. And then right into the maze back there at William Mary. At the governor's mansion, the maze back behind there, which is supposed to be haunted too. But we would go through there and we would tell all this different ghost stories when we take people out there. We take dates out there and we got drinking at the Leaf and then go down there and run through the maze. Yeah, it was fun. Good times. Oh, to be young.
There was that one time where an extra guy joined us for about 10 seconds and then he went away. We have no idea what happened to him.
Yeah, I never know what happened to him. Yeah.
He was there.
He just kind of hung out for a little bit and disappeared.
I think this is that point in the story where we see a little bit more of Sanderson coming through.
Yeah.
Because there was some great vivid description, but it wasn't that super detail-oriented description. Right. It still made you feel like you were there, and it gave us some character insight. We have Nynaeve talking about how she's still trying to prove herself to the other Aes Sedai in the group, how she wasn't being accepted by the other Yellow, even though she's the best. Yeah, one of the strongest in generations. And then she's also taps into some of that prior knowledge. She's looking around and she's like, there are no crops growing. There will be no food for the spring. We see these people carrying dead in a coffin, and these incidents are happening more and more frequently. But if we don't get a handle on things, we're going to be the ones kind of carrying people in coffins soon, because people won't have food. They won't be able to survive. So, she's definitely going through that in her head, and then also tying into the fact that the more Rand is in this area, the worse things are getting. She's just like, we need to get out of here. Essentially, we need to figure something out and move on. So
yeah, and she does heal a child on the way. She's going to this mansion, and there's a child coughing, like you said, and she goes and heals the child.
Yeah, that was. We gotta also give her kudos because Cat Swain actually acknowledged her.
Yeah,
exactly. they share a parallel path. That's kind of intersecting, so we can't really call it parallel anymore. More adjacent, because she's seeing that Cat Swain was right. They've got to lock Rand down.
Yeah,
and so she's starting to take on that responsibility herself, and so that's why she's like, I need to figure something here out. Then she comes across the boy, which, she uses her her awesome weaving skills to heal him. She gives him healing herbs just to kind of make him feel better, to kind of give the parents something to kind of relax about. And while she's using the herb, she's also using the one power. And she's like, this is my way of helping people kind of come to terms with the fact that they need Aes Sedai. But we see that they're not accepting the help because the Aes Sedai are there with Rand and they don't trust Rand.
Right.
So Rand is losing his star power, essentially. People are beginning to fear his being there rather than being okay with it. So
So after this, Nynaeve makes her way to the mansion, where she takes a few soldiers that are not on duty with her, and she sends for the Dosun, and the Dosun comes, named Laurel, and where the messenger from the king was sent, and like, oh yeah, that's the dungeon. Let me show you where that is.
Yeah.
And
I like this. I like this part here because she really like focuses on the how am I going to not necessarily control Rand to become part of his circle, and she kind of reflects on what Cadsuane did in her demise. And then she's like, but there was one person who actually managed to make it happen, who actually won Rand over, and that was Moraine. And she's like, I could never be like Moraine. I can't kiss his ass. Like, that's just not me.
Yeah.
I will not do it. But I can take like a leaf out of her book. Like, I'm not going to manipulate him, but I can definitely coax his ego a little bit, earn his trust, and let him know that like we're still friends. I'm still here for you. And that's when like this plan formulated where she's like, I'm going to give him an answer. Like, he's been searching for this answer. I'm going to be the one to find it.
Yeah.
So, and this is where like I can hear Ian in the background. I told you maybe they're Ta'veren. Like, how would it just so happen that she makes this decision and that she heads in the right direction? And the women are Ta'veren too. It's not just the guys. So.
Yeah. It's crazy how like those coincidences happen sometimes, like where it's like the right person, the right time, like saves your life. Ta'veren. I mean, yeah, it happens in real life too. Actually, I have a friend of mine. He was military and he got stationed overseas, and he contracted this super rare disease that was actually killing him. And he got back, and they didn't diagnose him for like until he was on the verge of death because it's rare. They were testing for it, like super rare. And the doctor that came on shift, like, was partially paralyzed and had a limp, and looked at it, gave him one look, and was like, "Give him this medicine or whatever." And it happened that doctor also had that disease before, and that was the only reason. So he was like, "I knew what you had because I have had it." Like the odds of that happening like were slim to none. Anyway, stuff super rare. Yeah, because like it's like only 20 cases ever kind of thing. Like it's like God, it happens to be, yeah. Anyways, so they enter into the dungeon, and Nynaeve is appalled by the conditions down here. She's like, Rand, what are you doing? Like, this is just, I mean, talk about cruel and unusual punishment. Finds the cell for it was Miss Shadmar, Milsar, and she's sick. So Nynaeve goes and heals her and delves her, and realizes really fast how the messenger probably died, because he asked the guards like, how did he die? He's like, natural causes. He just got sick and died. And he's like, she got sick too. Let me delve her. And I was like, that's poison. Yeah, I know what that is.
I like this setup for this, though, and this is where I feel like it was more of a Sanderson play than the writing of Robert Jordan, because we have Nynaeve go and she like puts up a sound bubble, and then they kick down the door, but nobody can hear it.
Yeah,
and they enter the room, and nobody knows that they're there, and she's able to like disperse a guard here to trap this person here. Now disperse a guard here, put up another sound bubble. Okay, now that the sound bubble is up, go. And they break into the next room. They surprise the guys. They capture them before they can even act. Like, this just really feels like Mistborn to me.
Yeah.
Like it all like works that way. And then, even going down into the cellar, first off, there's a cellar that's a trap door. It's not visible, even though they move the rug, but they start poking around. They find a latch, click, the latch opens. They go down in there, and it's kind of like unguarded because they're not being guarded. They're like, hey, we got, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And then, putting this spot, the location for the cells in an area that already stinks and it's already like a looked down upon place. Like it made sense. It all like tied up together really nicely here. And then even the subtle use of poison, like now that, again, that's one of those things where I don't feel like Jordan has been this subtle in his writing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of examples. Yeah.
So I really like enjoyed this part.
Yeah, it's a fun part. Yeah, and then trying to figure out the who done it, and then figuring out it's who prepares the food. It's like, oh, it's a Prince kid. He just showed up a few weeks ago. His name's Curb, and it's like, where is he? It's like, oh, he just took off running.
Now I definitely thought that Curb was going to be like Grendel or somebody in disguise.
Yeah,
but then I was also like, but if it was, there would have been the use of power, and there would have been a bigger battle. So. Yeah. And it would have cut the story a little bit shorter. So
but she chases him out. He runs on the street, and when the men now are guarding the place see this kid just run out, they immediately tackle him because they're like, "That's suspicious."
Yeah. It's like the dicer she brought with her finally came. Again, one of those things is like, this is why we think she's there to ta'veren, because like instead of rushing in with the guard, they decided they were going to capture this kid.
Right. Yeah. And sure enough, they capture him and bring him back to Rand. And that's how we in this chapter. It's a very long chapter, but it's a lot of description, a lot of there's not a whole lot of dialogue, I don't think. It's just more just kind of describing how all this dungeon scene and the healing and all and a lot of the internal thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, there was the conversation with Jorgen, and he just pretty much confirmed everything that we already knew. He's like, and he took a lot of honor in his job, which is hilarious. And the way he was written just kind of reminds me of, the crew from Mistborn.
Okay, yeah.
Like I can't help but tying those worlds together now in my mind, because some of it just really bled through. But like him taking honor, and I wouldn't do that. That's not the way we do things, and just that type of conversation. And then kind of hearing what he's saying, it's like these people are clearly compelled. Like you can feel that they've been compelled.
Right.
And
did you notice the beggar they walked past on the way? His name was Hoid. No, I'm joking. No. I'm joking.
No. I missed that part entirely.
No, it was Hoid.
Now that
was a random. Crazy. Yeah, I don't think there was any he never wrote any Mistborn or cosmic characters into the stories. But it would be crazy. People asked him if he ever thought about doing it. I mean, Hoid makes sense. Hoid makes sense, but that would be
Yeah, he's a world traveler. Why not?
Yeah, nasty joke. Anyways, no, there was no Hoid. No Hoid. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so they capture him. That's the way in this chapter. Capture the kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was a very long chapter to have such great detail with little importance.
Yeah. But we're trying to figure out still where the king is. And the boy might know. So that's, kind of part of it. But they can at least point him to either the king or Grendel. Those are the two people that we need to find. And Rand realizes this. But so we get there. So let's go to chapter. Anything else for this chapter before we move to 33?
Nope, we're getting to 33. Right. She's waking Rand up out of his sleep, and he's pissed about it.
Yeah, chapter 33, a conversation with the dragon. Yep. So, Rand comes in after Nynaeve has sent the maidens to wake him, and he's like, "Why did you wake me? It better be good, because if
he said, I would have paddled you if you weren't somebody else."
Yeah,
like this right away at least puts her a step above everybody else. Like she's on a slightly higher pedestal because he came in somewhat furious, and he's like, "Who is this person? Why did you bring him here? What use is this? Why are you interrupting my sleep? I don't get sleep as is. The one night I finally get sleep, and you want to interrupt me."
Yeah.
And of course, he's got men at his side, so she
curls up and goes to sleep next to him. Like she's like, wakes up and just like falls asleep on the couch or something like that. Like, you guys handle it, whatever. I'll just go to sleep right here.
At this point, Min just reminds me of a cat. Like,
yeah.
I would say dog, but she's off to the side.
And Nynaeve, of course, being like the older sister for Rand, that role, not really the older sister, but having that role, like, is like, why has he married her yet? Thought. Yeah. And so, Nynaeve brings in, this Curb guy, and, he asks, who is this person? And Nynaeve explains that this is the person who poisoned the messenger, and also is poisoning Shadowmar.
I was just thinking, do we know if Rand actually ever marries the other women in his circle? Like, does he marry them, or do they all just remain his side pieces?
Sure.
He hasn't married any of them yet.
Sure. Yeah. No, he hasn't married any of them yet. No.
So, I mean, maybe he never marries any of them. Maybe they all just remain his side pieces while he saves the world.
Yeah.
But going to the paddling portion, like, he legitimately is ready to dismiss Nynaeve, and Nynaeve's like, well, you need to know where the king is, and I think this kid may know.
Right.
And he's like, well, did the kid overhear something? And she's like, well, no, but he's been the one taking care of the prisoners at that abhorred place that you've been putting people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't even know what this place is like, but you need to clean it up. Like, the conditions there are horrible. I need you to do better. Yeah. And he's like putting the pieces together.
Well, and then she's like, and I try to delve him, but there's some kind of block on his mind. And Rand's like, oh, compulsion. And now he's like, how do you know that? And he's like, because I know things.
Well, it's funny. He's like, you Aes Sedai are like rats, always in places you're not wanted.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time I think I've heard him outright dismiss Nynaeve and the
Rand's being cold here, like completely cold. He just is like, yeah, whatever. So let's get the information we need. Starts questioning the kid and confirms really quickly, like, oh yeah, he's compelled. Like, I can tell right now, none of these answers are his. Like,
when he's like, do you know I could kill you with a word? The kid's like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's like,
so you will answer me.
And he still doesn't answer. He's like, yeah, he's compelled. I was like, Nynaeve, can you remove the compulsion? And now he's like, I don't know how to do that. He's like, I'll explain it to you. I don't know how women do it, but this is how men do it. Just do this. And, it takes her a while, but he, she puts the weave on him, and his like expression just goes completely blank. And then Rand immediately like goes into like the interrogation, like, where's Grendel? Where's Grendel? Like, something in his face, and like he's just like drooling, like brain, like completely like. And Nynaeve's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you yelling at him? Like, he's just a kid. And like, finally, the kid just whispers Natrin Barrow and then dies. And Nynaeve's pissed about this. He's like, he's like, you just killed the kid. He's like, I didn't kill him. You're the one who did that. Like, I didn't do anything to him.
Rand definitely does a good job of explaining. Like, there's that setup where she's like, compulsion is just like healing.
Yeah.
So I want you to take the time to work the weaves out. Then I want you to work the weaves over top the weaves, and then it'll come off. Mm-hmm. And so once it came off, there was like a moment of recognition for the kid, and then, like you said, boom.
Yeah.
He has no idea what's going on. He's drooling at the mouth.
Yeah.
The whole time Nynaeve is like, I just set him free. Why are you after him? Leave him alone. And then Rand like looks at her, like you said, and is like, this is not my doing. This is what happens when you remove one of Grendel's compulsions. She literally destroys everything of a person. She destroys their personality. She destroys their individuality. She
the only
takes
thing that's keeping the only thing keeping the kid alive was the compulsion. You removed it, so there's nothing left to keep him alive.
The compulsion and his anger are the only two things keeping him alive, and the anger is slowly going away because he's free. And he looks at the kid. He's like, "If you give me a place, I will give you justice."
Yeah,
and that, boom, Matrim's Burrow.
Yeah, and Nynaeve's like, I mean, she yells at him a little bit, says, I used to spank your bottom, and that doesn't affect Rand at all. He's like, and she was waiting for him to like come back, and he just looks at her like, really? Like, I don't have time to even.
He's like, grow up.
Grow up. Grow up. Like, yeah, pretty much. Like,
he's like, this is the only thing that could have happened. Like, and I think he's kind of saying it without saying it. It's like, you lifted the compulsion. We got the information. He was able to die peacefully. Or else I was going to kill him anyway because he's a slave of Grendel. Like he was dying one way or another. We gave him a more honorable death because he gave us information that's going to help us towards the future. And he at least caught a glimpse of himself before he passed away. So he gave him a little mercy in this.
And then you get the philosophy argument because Nynaeve's like, well, don't you care about his death or whatever? And Rand's like, no, I don't. Like, if I care about every single death, I'm never going to make it to the end. Like, I can't care anymore. Like, that's not, I hate to be that cold and like calculated, but at the end of the day, I don't even care about my life. Like, and he explains it to Nynaeve. He's just like, I'm going to die too. Like, I know it is. And he gives the whole story about how Tam used to tell him about how no man's ever gone to the top of Dragon Mountain to come back because you're so exhausted by the time you get there, you can't return. And he's like, I'm on the same type of path. Like, I plan on getting to the top and I don't plan on coming back.
You guys think I'm dense. He's like, but do you not realize that it would all crush me? Like the hardness will kill me, but I must do what I must do. Right. So tall is the mountain, and the strongest and the wisest must know this. I am the story. I am the legend. This is my last climb. Like, it really settled in on her, and she's like, there has to be something we can do. So then her whole like tone switches and her thought process switches, and he's like, and this is why I keep you around. This is why I'm telling you, I do trust you. Like, I'm not struggling to live anymore. I have accepted this. The people that I can trust are the people that still want me in this world, and you are one of them.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I didn't paddle you earlier.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the reason why I woke up in the middle of the night to hear what you had to talk about. And this is why I'm going to overlook.
Yeah, pretty much.
The fact that you went somewhere that you weren't supposed to be and did something you weren't supposed to do.
And now you want me to have feelings?
Yeah. I have feelings, all right. You're just not going to like the response. And by the way, make sure, because I'm giving you trust now, that you're ready. Because when we go to talk to the Seanchan, you better be ready.
Yeah.
Because that will be first. And then after that, Grendel. So be ready for both.
Yep.
She got what she wanted. She is now like in his inner circle, but now the demands have gone from like this to like this.
Right.
Like in minutes, she went from being able to kind of do what she wants to, well, shit, now I have real responsibility.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Grendel doesn't use friendly compulsion. No, she doesn't.
Mm-mm.
So what do you think Natrin's Barrow is? Do you think that's a place, or you think, I mean, is that do you think Rand knows where it is?
Like in my mind, I heard Matrim, like Matrim coffin. Like it's, and so then I'm like, well, we always call Matrim a badger, so maybe this is a hole in the ground. Maybe it's a cave somewhere. Matrim's burrow, the badger, the honey badger's home.
There was a line there I wanted to talk about too, where Nynaeve was looking at Rand, and it was like, "What?" It's like, "Is that you talking or Luz?" Because he said, "Like I've done this 1,000 times or whatever. I know what I'm doing."
Yes.
Like he's like, "Have you done it or has Luz done it?" Like, who's in there? Like I even questions him at one point. Like,
yes, and And the way he kind of looked at her, he didn't give a response. It's like, this is me. I am him. And she was like, I kind of pity you because no person should have to live through so many lifetimes. And he even admitted, he's like, I realized that it was the inability to accept death that has continued to create issues, because I've always wanted to leave a little bit of me behind to help the next go around. But if I don't leave any of me behind and put everything behind it, then I can accept death and I can end this. I think that's what allows him to connect to the one power where others had failed this whole time. Because Luz was like, this is impossible.
Right.
Like, he shouldn't be able to use the power. And I think it's his willingness to legitimately give up life and to leave nothing behind.
What do you think about this? Is the second time we've heard Rand say this. He said to Cat Swan, he says to the kid, like, I am the Dragon Reborn. Do you think if I just wills it, I can stop your heart right now? Like, do you think he actually has that kind of power, or is this just kind of his now new thing that, like,
well, I mean, I thought about that line because it is the second time he said it. There's part of it that feels like a boast.
Yeah.
But then part of it's like a compulsion all of its own. And I mean, figuratively or literally are two different things. We know that he can use balefire and end a person in no time.
Oh, yeah.
He has that ability. So I think the way that he says it carries so much weight that people now believe it. Whether or not he literally means I can say a word and you vanish, people aren't so much concerned about that as they are the fact that they feel the depth of his conversation and they realize, shit, we're done for if we cross this guy.
Yeah. You can say one word and you're dead. He's running almost kind of like a mob boss. You think about it, like,
I mean, let's be real. He could literally look over to one of the Aiel and say, kill him.
And I think even Nynaeve mentions that, like, him becoming a tyrant. Like, he's like, you're on the verge of becoming a tyrant. Like, you like, and Rand's kind of like almost like, I don't care that to him the means justify the ends. Like, he needs to do what he needs to do, and at this point,
like, when you know that you're definitively heading towards death, and you know that your death is going to bring more good than chaos, then my only goal is to get to the end, period. And she legitimately, she said it, she's like, I have no words for arguing here. Like, I just need to go with the flow and help him. And I think that's what Moiraine also realized really early on. She's like, I can give a little honey and get a little bit more, but ultimately I realized that he realizes he's done for.
Yeah. But it is dangerous to have like a very one track kind of mind, especially with the moral code, because there's a lot of nuances to it. The whole entire, there's always the you can play these like thought experiments and these moral type of arguments and things like that, like the greater good, like, but is that the best decision? So like, a classic thought experiment is a train's barreling down the road and you have a switch. And if it keeps going straight, it's going to run over two people that are tied to the tracks. But if you hit the switch, it'll only run over one person. Either way, people are dying. But if you hit the switch, then you caused the person to die. If you don't do anything, you didn't cause the other people. You just didn't save them, but you didn't actually physically cause them to die. They were going to die anyway. Yeah. So the moral dilemma is, do you actually physically choose to murder the one person or let the two people die? Legally, actually, you'd be held liable for manslaughter if you hit the switch. But if you don't hit the switch, you're not legally liable because it wasn't your fault. That's how the U.S. legal code is written. But it's one of those the trolley problem. Yeah, it's it's the moral dilemma. Like, is the greater good better? But then you made a decision. Who are you to make the decision on who lives and who dies? Like, it's. During philosophy minute. Yeah, Iceberg said during philosophy hour. Yeah. But it's this the issue with the ends justify the means. The greater good argument is, at what point, what is the greater good, and who defines that? And I mean, obviously, you can have a very one track absolutist mindset, but everything's connected to everything, and that's. There's a lot more nuance to it, is what the point I'm trying to make. So, yeah. So
would you all die?
Yeah, just let them all die. Let all three of them die.
the trolley will hit the 2, flip over, hit the 1, and I have nothing to do with it all.
Do with any of it.
My eyes get big as I watch it happen. I turn around, I walk away like, I didn't touch it.
You can always blame the flipping of the switch on being severe, and yeah, that's true. I sneezed.
Yeah. I mean, if you get a stick and poke it, did you technically flip it?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I do not know. I make sure.
I pay a kid $5. Let them go flip it.
Yeah, life's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Life is like that. It's full of tons of decisions that affect other decisions, and decisions you make are not. It's not. There's the good and the bad. It's the better or worse. And which one is the better or worse? It's not. There's never really philosophy. There's not always a clear answer.
No.
That's what makes life interesting and also really hard.
Mm-hmm.
You can just take the cynical approach. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's the cynical view of life. But you can get into all that.
Just remember to always save your favorite child.
What do you say?
I said, just remember to always save your favorite child.
Save your favorite child.
Yep, your favorite child, the one that will not stick you in a home.
No, yeah, I don't know who that would be. I don't have a favorite child. They all have their own qualities at this point.
Don't worry, they haven't hit their teenage years yet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it'll become very clear real soon.
Right now, they all have the greatness, and they all have their things that get under my skin. So it's just it's a mixed bag. Yeah. Elaine has issues to deal with. Yeah,
bruh. And that's the other side of things. Like, Rand still doesn't know that he's about to be a father. So there's part of me that thinks maybe his mindset could shift, but I still think he's gonna die. I don't think his mindset even shifts.
I mean, sometimes becoming a father definitely changes people. I mean, that's for sure.
I think that's what pushes him over the edge. Like, I think he's like, all right, now I definitely got to do this because I got to have a world for my children.
My favorite child is whoever made me coffee. It's a good answer. Coffee. I feel that in my bones.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee. Yeah. It's good stuff. Yeah. I love coffee. Coffee is my love language. So in case you didn't know that, I love coffee.
That and bourbon.
I don't drink bourbon anymore, but I do drink lots of coffee.
That's right.
Yeah. I quit drinking.
You've been good. You haven't touched it since it's been 5 months. Almost.
Yeah, since December. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had any alcohol since then. I don't know. I just haven't really. It's not that I'm against it, and we have it in the house. Like, it's not like I threw out all my alcohol and everything like that. I still have wine bottles over there and some beer. They're great there.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't. I don't know. I just don't. I haven't had a good enough reason to drink, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
I was explaining it to someone the other day. Are you worried about drinking again? I was like, if I do, I don't care. It's not. I didn't stop drinking because I had a problem.
You weren't an alcoholic, yeah.
Right. I didn't stop drinking because I had a problem. I didn't stop drinking. I stopped drinking just because one day I decided I didn't want to drink, and then I just have kept on not wanting to drink. It's literally comes down to that. There's no other reason because why, and if I can't really think of a good reason why, I mean, I'm sure there'll be some point in the near future where I'm out with friends and I'm like, I just want whiskey right now, and I'll drink a whiskey. It's not a big deal. I don't care. Just haven't been. Anyway, that's just it. That, and I'm on a huge health kick right now. That has a lot to do with it. And working out when hungover is not fun. And
not at all.
Been doing the gym thing every single day and get in shape. So
proud of you.
Alcohol doesn't go with that either. So
no, not at all. Well,
it is what it is. Yeah.
It used to. It doesn't anymore.
It doesn't anymore. Well, yeah. I mean, I used to get drunk and go to the gym. That was 20s. In my 20s, that was a different story.
I did 2-a-days back.
When we had I used to remember the 24-hour gym, and like literally we go to the bar and get drunk, and like you're like, what do we do now? Let's go to the gym. Like just show up there like drunk. Especially you get kicked out.
Those
like,
were the days.
Those were the days.
Sweat it all out.
Yeah. Good times. That was my 20s. I am not that young anymore. Anyways, so that's how we end this chapter though.
Yeah.
With Ren being super cold and Nynaeve being like, damn.
And realizing there's nothing she can do about it.
Nothing she can do about it. So all right, now I wish Ian was here for when I read these next chapter titles, but who's your favorite character before we get there?
That's a great question. I didn't think about it this go around. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it to Nynaeve because she's just the easiest, person. She's worked through a lot of her stuff, and she's being very selfless. So I'm giving it to Nynaeve.
Give it to Nynaeve.
Yeah.
Nice. Who am I gonna give it to? I'll give it to Min for just being there.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at the chat. We went back to 8:30. So
I should announce that. Yeah, we're doing 8:30 from now on. So anybody listening to us, show up late. We're 8:30 now.
We're getting old and we're getting up early. Those are two big things.
Well, it's getting hard for me to hit 8:30 just because of because I put kids to bed and trying to get them down in time so I can start. We'll see also on the 8:30 thing less, but yeah, well.
Split the difference and start at 8:45. My whole goal is to be in bed by 9:45 because I'm getting up at 4:45 to go to the gym.
Ooh,
so
yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll do Min just for being there, for sleeping nicely on the side.
I mean, this is the first time she's been cuddling up to Rand in a few chapters because she was being cold to him. So
yeah,
they must have kissed and made up.
Yeah. Can't be a better man, Min. That's nice. Let's see. And then next week we'll be doing 3 chapters.
Ooh.
3, 34, 35, 36. 34 is Legends.
Okay.
35 is A Halo of Blackness. And 36 is The Death of Tuon.
The what? No, you're lying.
The Death of Tuon.
You're lying.
That's the name
of I think she doesn't she have to like give up her old name and become the official queen? Like, isn't that in my mind that's been a thing from day one? Like, until she's really ready to accept her titles, she had to shave her head and all that, but now she's ready to accept who she is. I'm
just saying title names. The Death of Tuon. That's chapter.
So Legends, Legends. I'm completely confused about. There, I have a couple of hopes. One of which is like we still have left this mystical world where our legends lived, like where what's her name like came from.
The Age of Legends.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, darn. You know how, like, I guess in Tel Riyadh, like, you have your people that are there that are from the Age of Legends.
Right.
Because that's where what's her name got pulled over from. Our golden haired bow archer. I can't name like my mind right now. Brigitte. So, like, maybe it's about them. Maybe, like, we get some insight. Or it could just be about that age. Like, though that's my thought there. But then, did you say a crown of darkness?
A halo of darkness. Chris did a shocked Pikachu face. A halo of blackness. Sorry,
a blackness. Now, and part of me thinks that's more related to Rand, but at the same time, I kind of want to get away from some Rand chapters and go into some Tuon chapters. Like, we need her to develop that way she and Rand could come together. So maybe this is a Tuon chapter as well. Okay. Or it could be a Rand chapter because He's clearly darkening a little bit. It's, you know, think about like the halo around his eyes. Could be a literal halo around the head.
Okay.
And then the death of Tuon. That's just her losing that title and picking up her actual title.
Okay.
That's my thought process there. Or Rand meets her, decides he doesn't like her, kills her on the spot, and then that's when Matt goes mad. And Ian's right, because Matt then has to avenge his wife. Because at that point, he's the king of the Shan. This is why you wish Ian was here, because that would be an Ian comment. That would be a twist that nobody saw coming. That would be huge. I don't think that Robert Jordan had it in him. I don't think
Sanderson's writing this, man. It's the Sanderson's writing.
Sanderson doesn't have it in him either. Like they're too soft for that. These are not Martin people. Like they are too soft for that.
Okay,
that would be crazy though. I mean, we've been looking for that catalyst to make Matt go over the edge, and that would be it.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so yeah, that's we're doing 3 chapters. Then I think it's in 3 weeks we're going to be doing a live reaction to a chapter. So,
ooh, we got some good
3 weeks. Yeah, we got some.
The end of the book, isn't it?
That's getting close. Yeah. So, yeah, we got a couple of good. I mean, the ending of this book's pretty good too. I mean, yeah, this is a good. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, how we can be found is at thewheelreads.com. The website has links to things like Patreon and merchandise and Discord and social media and all that fun stuff. You actually find like our episodes on there too. So like, if you don't know where to find us to listen, you can listen to us from like 2 months ago because I'm that late putting out episodes. But when I put up podcast episodes, they go there. I've been better about it. I just need to catch up. I've been better about putting them out like weekly, but I just need to catch up still. And yeah, like, subscribe, destroy the like button.
Yeah,
it's been evil. It must be punished.
Because the algorithm god's working on our behalf.
Yeah, just destroy it. Just Anyway, yeah, they like it. They like it. They're sadists, the algorithm gods. Anyway, yeah, just do that. Comment, do all the good stuff. Write reviews. Anything that you feel like doing, I would greatly appreciate that. Thanks, Chris and Ian, and not Alan. Welcome. On behalf of Ian, I will say you're welcome. On behalf of myself.
He won't say it on air.
I won't say it on air. And so with that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this week. So until next time.
Peace.
Okay, bye. Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving device ready and strapped on.
Oh, where are we going tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about?
Sure.